Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm super excited to share with you some new Paris quarter finds. I am so pumped about this. Before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community, and let's get into this. So the first thing that I'm super excited to share are these new Khair oils. So they've released, I at first when I got them, like, they were so cute. I just thought that they were perfumes that were 25 mils, but they're actually oils. So they have Khair Fusion, Khair Pistachio, Khair Confection, and Khair Felicity. So I'm going to run through them and just show you kind of what they're like. So I'm going to start with Khair Felicity. So the packaging looks almost identical to the perfume, but of course it's a mini. Actually, I'm going to get one of the full sizes. So this is the full size, and this is the little baby. Like, I just love minis. Like, they just make me happy. So I was really excited about these. But yeah, I seriously, I just thought it was a 25 mil, and then I actually read the packaging and realized it was an oil. So you screw the cap off with this, and then it's got one of those typical oil droppers. This one just smells so good. In fact, I like this. Like, there's a little bit of differences because when you do an oil versus a perfume with perfumer's alcohol, they're going to take on and kind of showcase different notes. So this has cassis, champagne, and freesia on the opening, rose musk and jasmine in the heart, and vanilla and sugary musk in the base. So when I smelled this, I just thought it was amazing. I definitely get the black currant. I get a little bit of muskiness. I get sweet florals with the musk, more white florals than a rose. But I just love this. So the cool thing about using an oil, you can mix it with an unscented body lotion. You can put these in your hair. You can use them as layering. So they're so versatile. I really do enjoy oils. So love this one. Here's the Khair Fusion bottle. Now this one, it looks like it leaked a little bit. I can see the oil actually on it. So it's kind of taken off a little bit of the gold finish on the lettering. This has lychee, black currant, and apple in the top, jasmine, rose, and violet in the heart, sandalwood, vanilla, and brown sugar in the base. Now with this one, I definitely get that lychee. I get the rose. This one's a little bit more tart. It's tart and fruity, a little bit zingy, a little bit gummy bear-esque. Here's Khair Confection. I wonder if I can get it to, I don't think I can focus this one. I've been trying here a little bit, but you get the gist. So this is Khair Confection. So that candy, whipped cream goodness, you definitely get a lot of the whipped cream in this, which I think is really exciting. So yeah, it just kind of showcases a little bit of the different notes. This has pear and whipped cream in the opening, jasmine ylang and cashmeran in the base, sandalwood, marshmallow, and vanilla in the, sandalwood, marshmallow, and vanilla in the base. The other one was in the heart. So I really like this one. I'll tell you which one's my favorite afterwards, but delicious. And I think the one I was most excited to try was the Khair Pistachio. There, that one kind of focused. So the reason why I was excited about this one was I really wanted to know, okay, am I going to get a different note kind of workup in this one? Because I really struggle with that bergamot opening in Khair Pistachio. But unfortunate for me, I still get a lot of that bergamot in the opening, which is what throws me off with Khair Pistachio. But you get bergamot, pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, and cardamom in the opening. In the heart is geranium, white peony, muguet, jasmine, raspberry, white peach, and pear. And then the base is whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy, Turkish delight, cacao, cedarwood, sandalwood, and tonka. Now with all of these, I haven't had a chance to wear them on the skin yet, but I would say the ones that I'm most excited about is the Khair Felicity. I just think that this is such an amazing fragrance that you can use to layer, and then Khair Confection. Those are my two most exciting ones. But depending on how this one dries down on the skin, I may actually really love this one because I really want to smell that whipped marshmallow cotton candy vibe that hopefully is in this one. So super, super pumped about those. Now the next one is Qissa Gala by Paris Corner. This bottle is absolutely gorgeous again. Love it. Now this is one that I actually requested because I was very, very intrigued by the violet note, because currently I'm really, really in love with violet. So I'm going to read you the notes. It has gardenia, ylang ylang, violet leaf, and almond in the heart, tuberose, coconut, muguet, and plum, and the base is vanilla, sweet notes, musk, and moss. So those notes just sounded so delicious. So I had majorly high hopes for this fragrance. Unfortunately, this fragrance falls flat for me. So all I can smell is the violet leaf. So that's the main note that comes out. And it's almost like a green with powdery violet. And I can't smell anything else in it. Now, granted, I've had a little bit of a stomach bug over the past couple of weeks, like nothing major, but just not feeling good. You know how when you feel sick to your stomach, sometimes perfume turns you off. So I've had these for a while and haven't reviewed them because I was feeling so sick to my stomach. To me, it would be a terrible review. So I have tried this on skin 3 times now. And there's something that is just weird on my skin. So when I smell it on the cap, I love the way it smells. I love the way it smells on a card. But when it mixes with my skin chemistry, it just goes a little weird. There's a sharpness to this. There's a little bit of a chemical feel, and it just doesn't sit right with me. I don't notice the tuberose. I don't notice the coconut. I don't notice ylang ylang or gardenia. All I'm getting is violet leaf and maybe a hint of muskiness. So again, I haven't had this one for long. It may need to sit for a while and acclimatize, so I will come back to this one. But right now, this is a no. In fact, it's actually a bit of a scrubber for me. It started to make me feel sick. So this is a no-go for me. The next fragrance that they sent my way was Mehwish. That's the bottle. Now, I honestly thought that this would have made a really good Cirque du Soleil bottle because it's kind of got that feel. It's kind of nifty. It sits decent, so I don't actually have a problem. It's not my favorite look, but it's not inconvenient, like it has to be laid down or anything like that. It's a good solid base. So this fragrance, first of all, the name, Mehwish, it's just a bizarre word in English. So for me, when I read it, at first I'm like, it sounds like meh wish. So it sounds like it's not a really good wish. Then it feels like it's like Mehwish. I think Mehwish is what brings us together today. So the name is a bit weird, but whatever. A name is a name, who cares? But the fragrance inside. So this is considered a nocturnal gourmand, and I'm going to read you the notes. Tell me if you like when I read the notes, especially when I'm reviewing a new fragrance. I think it's helpful, maybe it's not. But this has bergamot, honey, and almond in the opening. The heart has orange blossom and pistachio, and then the base is vanilla, pear, and tonka bean. This is a fragrance I'm going to have to try longer. I love the way it smells on paper. On my skin, there's a weird, sharp smell that I get with this one as well. So it overpowers all the notes. So on the paper, I smell the honey, I smell the hazelnut, and it smells scrumptious. I would consider this to be a nutty floral gourmand. So it's got a lot of nuts. There is that honey. There's a lot of that floral feel in this. On here, I think it smells very nice. I definitely get the hazelnut. I get the pistachio. So I get that nuttiness. But then on the skin, what I get is this sharp note that smells very similar to the sharpness that I'm experiencing in the Qissa Gala. So I can't even really differentiate the notes because that sharp smell that I'm smelling is the majority of what I'm smelling. So it's possible that these just need to sit longer because like sometimes what happens, Greta Beth actually did a really good video on what happens with fragrance when it travels. Because fragrance is made of molecules, sometimes they need a settle time, and we call it maceration, but it's not actually maceration. Maceration happens before it's bottled. But this is, the molecules are basically in a frenzy, and they need to settle, and then you smell it, and you know how after a month, all of a sudden you smell something completely different sometimes, like not every time. But sometimes that happens, and I think it's because certain fragrances, they're disturbed in a way, whether they get hot and then cold and then hot and then cold, depending on how they're traveling, up in elevation, down in elevation. It's like the fragrance is in chaos and needs to sit. So because I smell that sharp smell in both of these, I think, and I can't really differentiate notes, and I normally can, I'm going to let both of these sit, and we'll see what happens. With the oils, they all just smell excellent, and they smell very similar to the fragrances. The one that I am super delighted about that does smell phenomenal is Dulzura by Paris Quarter. And this is another one I'm like, can you please send it to me? So first of all, here's the packaging. This bottle to me is so gorgeous. I love the color of the pink. I love the gold cap, but this is the big surprise. I was so shocked. You pull the cap off and it's a huge 100 ml bottle. So fantastic size. And this one is supposed to be similar to, like, those other two I think are more originals. This one is supposed to be similar to Cirque du Soleil, and it does have a lot of similarities. I wouldn't say it's identical. I am in love with this. So I don't really get a whole lot of green apple. I guess I could register it as the green apple, but what I get is the candy part of the green apple, the salted, like a little bit of a salty popcorn vibe, and cotton candy. And I am in love with this. So this is mood boosting, it's feminine, it's effervescent, and it smells like a party in a bottle, and I am living for it. I'm going to read you the notes. So the notes don't even really make sense. It's black pepper and buttermilk. The heart is cake, vanilla, and cream, and the base is amber and musk. That's not what I get. I'm going to read the notes from Cirque du Soleil. So whether they say it or not, these are the notes that I'm actually getting. Cotton candy, red apple, and bergamot in the top, popcorn, butter, freesia, and iris petals in the heart, and caramel, vanilla bean, amber, and sandalwood in the base. So what I get mainly is that cotton candy, which cotton candy oftentimes has a bit of a strawberry vibe. As far as the candy apple, I know Danny from Deep Cream Beauty, she definitely smelt the apple. So did, I believe, Hesse. Maybe Val did too. So it's not registering as apple to me, but it did to them. But the candied part of the candied apple, definitely. And then that buttery popcorn, it smells like a carnival, but a really kind of luxe, fancy carnival, kind of like the Cirque du Soleil. So does this smell exact? Absolutely not. But it's similar enough that it gives me my fix. I love that fragrance, but it's just a little bit beyond my budget. The bottle is so gorgeous on it. Like it's really a gorgeous fragrance. But this one, the bottle is gorgeous on it as well. Like it gives me my happy kind of feminine girly feel. I love the gold on it. I love the fragrance inside. And one thing about all of these fragrances, every one of them, the longevity is insane on them. So I'm getting at least 8 to 12 hours, maybe even longer on these. And of course, oils don't project as long, but they will last a long time on your skin. So they make a great base layer to give you that longevity on fragrances that maybe don't last as long as well. So I think that the oils, I'm super excited about them, especially these two, and definitely uber excited about this one. As far as the Qissa Gala and the Mehwish, those ones I am going to have to do a wait and see. Right now, they're not for me, so I will keep you posted. Do you guys like it when I keep you posted on fragrances? Like, I like to give them a little bit of time because Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. So let me know if you like where I follow up with fragrances that I don't vibe with right off the bat. Sometimes I end up liking them. Not always though. So, but with fragrances that are love at first sniff, usually they stay love at first sniffs. So anyway, tell me if you've tried any of these. Now there's lots of videos right now on these fragrances, and many people are commenting on these two and saying that they absolutely love them. That's why getting other opinions are so important, because I don't like these currently. Some people might absolutely love them. And this one is definitely a maybe. Like I haven't fully determined. This one I think is for sure a no, but like I said, I'm letting it settle. This was a love at first sniff for sure. And I don't know what anybody else is saying about this one because I haven't heard much, but I do know that for sure this one some people are really, really loving, and they're getting a lot of the nuts. So again, could be because I'm sick, could be because they need to sit and kind of settle, but that's where I'm at. Let me know if you like the updates, and I'll make sure to do that for you. And if you've tried any of these, let me know. Are you as excited about these oils as I am? Like, I don't know what the deal is, but I am so pumped. I am so pumped. And this is a nice clear oil, or fairly clear. So I can hopefully even maybe put it in my hair. Oh yeah, like smells divine. So I can't wait to try all of these on my skin. And yeah, like I said, I will weigh back in and let you know what I think. Let me know what you think. And other than that, thank you, Paris Quarter, for sending these my way. I always appreciate it. And I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.